Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is this no makeup look using and reviewing two new products from Charlotte Tilbury. I've got the Magic Away Liquid Concealer and the new Loose Powder. So I just jumped out of the shower, so I've got super fluffy hair, but I actually plan, it's Boxing Day, this video is going to be freshly squeezed and go up this afternoon. So yeah, I'm going to plan to stay in bed and watch movies and stuff like that, so I'm not going to style my hair. To be honest, I shouldn't really be putting makeup on my face, but I really wanted to show you these products. But I'm just going to start by putting some lip balm on and then like prepping my skin before I use these products. I'm going to use a little bit of Emma Hardy Prime and Protect SPF 30. It's actually a really nice SPF and primer. It's not really high enough though, because you kind of only want to put like a thin layer on your face, so that wouldn't kind of give me enough SPF coverage unless I was just staying in bed all day, which is what I'm going to be doing today. So it will work out nice. Put a little bit on my neck as well. This is my first time trying anything from Charlotte Tilbury. So obviously I've already been playing around with them before, so I kind of know what's what, but I'll talk you through all that as I put it on my face. Obviously Charlotte's products are like really you know, hyped. People love them, people talk about them, they've got a really good reputation, so I was really excited to kind of get my hands on them and see how they work on my skin for the type of finish that I like. I like a kind of natural, no makeup look. When it comes to concealer, I like quite a wet concealer that doesn't sit in fine lines or look too heavy, that kind of thing. By the way, I just applied this, it's like a tinted moisturizer by Absolution. It's a French natural skincare brand, and this is 99% natural in shade 01 Light. This would just kind of warm up my skin tone, because if I put on SPF, if I put on like concealer and powder, I should have, you know, a little bit of base on as well. I have to say, my skin when I got out of the shower was not looking great, and I put on the new antioxidant serum from The Ordinary, which I reviewed in my last video. I'll link it up above if you haven't seen it, and it really kind of brought my skin back to life again. So I have to say, I'm really enjoying that. God, my hair looks crazy. Okay, so that's the base done. And now I'm going to get started with the concealer. So I've got it here. Now, before I started this video, I left the lid off slightly because it's so hard to get the lid off of this. If you've been applying some other products and your hands aren't completely dry, which obviously I've been applying products to my face, you can't get it off. You need to go and get a towel and pull it apart. So that is a bit annoying, but not the end of the world. So I have not clicked this up at all. So it comes with like a little sponge applicator. You can see the product inside. The sponge applicator is really good because it just helps to apply the product, and then I just go over and then like tap it in. Obviously a sponge is not the most hygienic thing in the world, but I'm only applying this to, you know, my clean face. It's not necessarily something that I would touch up during the day. So for me, that's absolutely no problem. But what you can do, if you're kind of, you are touching up during the day and you are worried about the hygiene, then you can just like literally squeeze it out, put it onto the back of your clean hand, and then kind of use your finger or another kind of sponge or something to then tap it into place. So it's really no big deal. Now I have to say, I love this concealer. I can finally start to give you my thoughts as it's going on. I think that it really holds well. It's really lightweight. They say that this is like a full coverage concealer. I don't think it's a full coverage concealer. I think that it's like a medium coverage concealer. I don't think I would like it if it was full coverage. The shade that I have got is number 3, Fair Pale, it says. And it's got like a little bit of like yellow, like a beigey kind of undertone, which works really, really well. I don't want anything too pink, just because my skin's a bit pink anyway, and it's just going to leave me looking not so great. So I just feel like if something's got like a little bit of warmth to it, then it will just help warm up my skin tone. So basically it's quite like a light, thin formula, which is really nice, but it kind of dries down and sets in place, and then it's not going to move, but it's not drying either. But the first time that I used this, I did think that it wasn't going to work for me, because I was in London, my skin was terrible at the time. I forgot to take any hyaluronic acid, and the first time I used this, I kind of applied it and it was like really dry underneath my eyes, and I thought, oh gosh, no, this is not going to agree, because I usually use the Glossier Stretch Concealer, which is really wet and kind of moves around on the skin in a really nice way. And I was thinking that I wouldn't get on with this so well, but now I've kind of got my skin back into its normal routine and it's back to itself. Now I can say that I really, really like this and think that it's really, really good. And then it's buildable as well. And what's nice about this is it works really well under the eyes, but it also works on other parts of the face as well. So you could use it on blemishes as well. So because some concealers are kind of good for under eyes and some are good for kind of pinpoint concealing on different areas of the face, but I feel like this is really, really good for both. So somehow I feel like it's lightweight in the texture and the feel of it, but then when it's actually on the skin, I feel like it's really, really light. So I definitely absolutely love that and recommend it. I think that yeah, it's just a bit difficult to get the cap on and off, but you know, who cares? As long as the product's good, then that is not really anything to complain about. So the next thing I'm going to use is the powder, which I have here. Now, I don't really need to use powder that much, if I'm completely honest. The only powder that I've used in the past is the Glossier Wowder, which I do like, and I do tend to use a little bit of powder sometimes because it just holds everything in place. Especially if you put lots of skincare on underneath to prep your skin, then sometimes you do just want to put a bit of powder on to set, and then it will help it last longer. This comes here, so what I tend to do, it's kind of like you can open it and close it like this, so then you just spin it round, and then I'll just put like shake a little bit into the lid. Now, I haven't got a brush for this. To be honest, I've only got one powder brush, and that's the Glossier one. I don't feel like I need to buy tons of different brushes anyway, because it's just a waste. But I have to say, I really love this powder. I didn't put enough in the cap. I absolutely love it. I feel, sorry, I'm making so much noise here. I'm not very professional, am I? What I love about this powder is that it literally really, it's almost like moisturizing. So it's really creamy and it kind of gives the skin a soft focus, which I love. So I end up kind of applying it everywhere apart from the high points of my cheeks. I just leave that, and then but I just apply it around my nose. But because it gives such a nice finish on the skin, I end up just applying it to my forehead and everywhere, whereas usually I would literally just apply it kind of under my eyes and around my nose. But I feel like this kind of almost is like adding like a light base to the skin. This one's in shade 1 Fair, so it's kind of got like a nice like beigey pinky tone, but I feel like it complements my skin really nicely. This is definitely a really nice powder. I'm not sure how it would work if you've got particularly oily skin, because I feel like this has got lots of emollients in it, and it is, yeah, it's definitely something that would work very, very well for normal or to dehydrated dry skin. If your skin is yeah, oily, you might just want to bear that in mind, but I do feel like it is a really good lightweight powder that kind of just leaves a nice natural creamy finish on the skin, but it really does kind of like soft focus the pores, and they're all the kind of words that Charlotte uses, but it actually does kind of give a slightly airbrushed finish on the skin. So all in all, my first kind of experience using products from Charlotte Tilbury has been amazing. I really love both of the products. I think that they're really good, and I can see why it's such a hyped brand. Obviously, she's an amazing makeup artist with a great reputation, and she seems like someone that never settles for second best anything with her career. And I can see that she's really worked really hard on the formulas, and I can see why the brand has grown so, you know, in such a big way so quickly, because the products really, really are very innovative and very, very good. So I hope this review was useful. If you've got any questions regarding the products, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.